So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you the major reason why a lot of people start businesses but never see progress. The reason why a lot of people get into relationships and still not successful with them. And if you stay to the very end, I may have a bonus for you. So this is coming from the episode 22 of my book series, The Diary of a CEO. And in this episode, right, it's coming from chapter 22 of this book. It's titled, You Must Be a Plan A Thinker. Now think about it. We live in a generation where, first of all, everything is abundant. But I'll get back to that very, very soon. Everything is in abundance. Now, the people who start a business, right, but for some strange reasons, they don't see that massive success. If you zoom in very well, some of them have what is called backup businesses. Some of them have plan Bs. And the only reason you end up having plan Bs is because you do not believe that plan A is going to be successful. Now, I'm not referring to people who start multiple businesses that complement each other. No. People who start multiple businesses that are apart from each other. They're trying to run multiple businesses, right, that are completely in different fields. What you most likely see is they have a plan, they have a business. But because they don't believe in plan A, they try to have a backup plan. Now think about it, right? The moment you begin to have a plan B, automatically you are taking up resources from plan A, right? And it's okay if you had such abundant resources, but most people don't, right? I mean, because security agencies always have backup plans. Doesn't mean that their plan A is a failure. But regarding your mental capacity to run a business, a plan B will always hold you back. Speaking of plan B, there's a story of a general who conquered an island, and when his plan was not really to go in there, shoot this, take down this section. No, his plan was simple. They got to the shores of the island, they burnt the boat, and after burning the boat, right, they asked him why. It's because he said that now that the boats have gone, we have two options. It's either we take this island, right, or we die trying to take the island. You see, that mindset alone was what actually got them to take the island, and they took it successfully. Now, some people who knew that, what's the point? I only have one. I only have one way. It's either if I want to see my family again, I have to put in my 100% best. Zero backup, zero retreat, zero surrender. Okay, there could be surrender though, but I don't think somebody that makes that drastic action would ever consider surrendering. So just only death, right? And to be very frank, you mostly see these things with the Japanese warriors, where they have a goal, right? They have a goal, especially with the Rollins. They have a goal, no matter what, even if death is a only path. They know one thing: get it done or die doing it, and that's a very powerful mindset. So I feel like this particular problem is also a problem of the current dating scene. And I'm not here to like bash on the female nature or something, because that's not a video for today. But what I'll say is this, right? Social media and dating sites have made the dating scene a problem, right? A lot of people think they have too many options. Imagine somebody who is, I don't even discuss the social market value here, but I'll create a separate video for that. But you see a lady who is married, who has a lot of people coming to her DMs because of the kind of pictures she posts. In her mind, she thinks the people that are coming to her and she's wanted. She has so many options. Now, she's beginning to entertain an extra option. Even as a guy, you are beginning to entertain an extra option. What does that tell you, right? There's a high chance you're not bringing in your best to the relationship. Why? You're seeing a need for a backup, right? You want to see this thing where a guy and a girl break up and one of them gets married in 2 months. And you ask yourself, 2 months? Like, how did you do it in 2 months? Were you seeing this person while you were dating? So to be very, very frank, this idea of being a backup thinker, right? Of being a backup thinker is a problem. At the same time, it's not saying that Stephen Bartlett is not saying that you should be reckless, right? But saying that you should plan very well and put in your best resources in plan A. Now think about it. If plan A fails, right, what is the real problem? Like, what is the real thing at stake? Right? What's the real thing at stake? But in the very end, right, is that plan B, right? Because I have my dad's story, which I think I've shared before on this channel. Yes, he started multiple businesses, but for some strange reasons, like I said, multiple businesses that are apart were the problem, right? He couldn't split his attention properly. He could not split the attention properly, and he kept on diverting resources between those businesses. This one is thriving well. He sinks this one, so it became a complete problem. It became a complete problem. But I'm grateful for him because, like I always say, he was the best dad that I could ever have. Because he gave me a lot of principles, and I think he's the one who gave me the work etiquette I have today. And the fact that he had made me realize that the obstacle is the way. Same thing with plan A. If you make that plan A the way, yes, can it fail? Yes, it can fail. But what is the real big deal? If you start a business today and it fails, if you watched the last episode where I spoke about how failure is actually a path to success, it's a potential, sometimes it's an actual path to success. A lot of businesses that we see today, like I'm not referring to like the average roofing business, like a lot of high value businesses came as a result of a mistake or a problem that they had critically. I mean, I remember looking around, whether it's Facebook, right? The mistake he made regarding that stuff he did, is it with the face mesh or something on campus, led him to create Facebook. Although it's an argument for another day. But you get the whole point now that whenever you have a plan A and you begin to think of a plan B, automatically you have completely shut down the plan A. And to be very frank, I'm on this table too. I've said to myself having a plan B backup, sorry, a backup plan. But I get the point, and I truly get the point. And looking back at it, I've kind of realized that whenever I had a plan B, I was much more relaxed on plan A, thinking that, oh, don't worry, whenever that bad thing happens, I will jump ship. I will do something else. But in that very end, it turned out to not work in my favor almost every single time. Right? And the irony is that the things that I found easier success with, right? Easier success are situations where I just did it. Right? I was not really bothered about, oh, what's gonna happen? What if I fail? I just did it. And looking back at it after reading this chapter made me realize that it is that commitment, right? Because I'm a firm believer that everything we do is mental. Yes, I read the Kabbalion, it's a very powerful book. Every single thing we do is mental. So if you're to commit yourself, right, and you're not committing mentally to it 100%, what are you doing? Same thing we see in relationships. Sometimes the women are not committing to their husbands, the husbands are not committing to their wives, although that is a topic for another day because I'm a firm believer in polygamy, right? But again, it's commitment. How much of it are you committing? And how much of it are you even committing to your future? Let's even talk about it because that is supposed to be the basis of self-improvement. How much of your resources are you committing to yourself? Right? How much have you invested in yourself? Because I often see most people, right? It's almost like they have this idea that they have unlimited health. So they invest part of that unlimited health in the present moment, destroying it. Yeah, it's the same concept, right? If you're not sure that I literally asked somebody, I think it's even Jordan Peterson. I think I heard this thing from my alarms again. Jordan Peterson made a statement where he says that I think it's talking about somebody drinking alcohol. I think it's Homer. Homer spoke about how he's not bothered about what the alcohol can do to him because that is his future's problem, right? That is his future's problem. So he's thinking that when he gets there, there'll be a backup plan. I'm like, bro. I mean, so yes, in some cases till today, I still have some backup plans, but I feel like over time, I'm beginning to have this. It's either I fail or I succeed, right? Because whether I like it or not, even if you have a backup plan, you still fail the plan A, regardless. So that the thing you are afraid of has still happened, regardless, right? And I don't know how to say this, but a lot of people, right? I'm not here. I'm meant to also tell you that this is something that I seriously regret having backup plans, and I really wish that you yourself. And that's why at the current moment of making this video, I'm almost a full-time creator. The keyword here I say almost is that I turned down most of my freelancing jobs. I only go for consulting jobs, so that's why I use the word almost. And it's not a backup plan. It's just for a way for me to pay bills. But the real plan is this: is to create online, is to coach people, is to tell people what I think is happening, how I think it is, and if it works for them, I'm glad. So I really think that's the summary of this entire video. Now, having a backup plan or even considering one has shown to hinder your performance by making you less driven for the primary plan. I've said it before. The more you, the idea of the mental idea of committing to or even thinking of a plan B or committing resources to plan B is a full-on sign that you are not ready for plan A. Not at all. Now, thinking of a backup plan would actually make you want to achieve your goals less, which hurts your efforts and your obviously your performance. Chances of you being successful with a backup plan is less, and it also shows that your success is highly dependent on effort, right? So now, the amount of your resources you give to your plan A, right, is directly correlated to the amount of success or to the speed of success. So I think see this way as if you have one particular goal, right? If you commit all of the resources to that goal, you're going to get there faster. And you have a high chance of getting there. But if you're committing to a backup plan, and I think I often see these things in Nigeria, right? Where we get American investors, and the first thing they do is buy a house, buy a car. That has secured them in case the business fails. And guess what? In most cases, that business fails. And I keep asking myself, was that intentional? Right? Was that intentional? If you really wanted this business to grow, you could have rented apartments. A car is okay, right? But buying a house with the investors' money is questioning. Very, very questioning. But obviously, it's not in my position to judge their decisions. But I hope that you got the point that you have to be a plan A thinker, and every single time you look back or look side to create a plan B, you mentally, not just even financially though, you mentally commit resources to that. Except you cancel it completely and go all in. Except you cancel it completely, you burn the boats, and you know that you have two options. It's either you succeed or it is either you fail. And that is all I have to say for you have to say in this particular episode. If you stay to this end, it's pretty obvious that you are somebody who takes himself serious. So one thing you can do now is to have that selfless act of sharing this video with somebody else who takes his life serious, right? Because it is that act alone that will make the world a better place. That you can help to actually help somebody suffer less by not having a plan B. And also, if you like the ideas in this concept, please remember it's coming from this book, The Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett, who has a very good podcast that brings you on great guests. So thank you very much. And don't take yourself serious. Share this video with somebody who takes his life serious also, or who wants to start taking his life serious because he doesn't have a backup life. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.